It's a family retreat, which means that we cater both for the adults and their children, children of all ages. So while the adults attend spiritual conferences with the retreat giver, the children have various kinds of spiritual and other activities laid on by our volunteer staff.
I give a catechism lesson usually on the Saturday morning. This year it was a 2-hour one, which was hefty. And Bridget does the Easter egg hunt for Lucy. Okay. So those are the two things we do.
The highlight, in my view, of the family retreat each year is the procession that we have through the grounds, which is very visually and in every way it's rather an exciting kind of event. We start at the new chapel at the Oratory School, and we walk with a processional banner and a processional statue through the grounds to the other chapel, the old chapel, which is the other side of the school. And this is always enormous fun. We sing chant and vernacular hymns, and it's a very traditional kind of Catholic devotion, and it's very uplifting to do that with a large number of people, so perhaps 150 people. The highlight socially is probably the tea on Saturday afternoon, where we have a book stall this year provided by St Philip's Books in Oxford. They came over and created a bookstall. We had tea and cakes, and there's quite a long period for people to socialise then.
And having a group of people like-minded in terms of just being Catholic, it doesn't matter whether they're traditional or not, just being Catholic. The idea that everybody goes to Vespers, everybody goes to Compline, it's not considered odd, makes it a very, very pleasant place to be.
They get two different kinds of things. One is the spiritual benefit of attending sung mass every day and the other devotions, and of course the talks given by the retreat giver. Also, and very important, is the social aspect of it, to meet like-minded people from around the country, to realise they're not alone in not only their love of the traditional liturgy, but also many concerns that they have, difficulties of bringing up children in the modern world, their difficulties with schools.
This year I got to all of the talks except the one where I was actually teaching, which made it very much more pleasant for me. It was really nice, and Father Hunnick was a lovely, lovely speaker.
Most of the people around about us think that our culture is just about the best one that ever has been, and if we can make it a bit better in certain directions, then it'll be absolutely incredibly wonderful. Hence the idea that you rubbish earlier societies. I mentioned how you can use the word, if you're an efficient devil, you can use the word Victorian to damn anything you like, even if the Victorians wouldn't have heard of it.
They absolutely loved it. The two girls say that the best thing about it is meeting their friends again. So I said, well, what about the classes? Yeah, they're all right too. Dominic thoroughly enjoys serving, and he said he enjoyed the lectures that were given for the older group, as well as meeting his friends.
I certainly recommend people to come to the weekend. Not only people who are devoted to traditional mass in their everyday lives, but also people who want to learn more about it. I mean, it's an opportunity to experience the traditional mass in its integrity, performed to a high standard, both in terms of the liturgy proper and the chant accompanying it, and in the company of like-minded people.
It's a place where you can actually be Catholic without having to think about whether it's going to fit in with everything else that's you're doing at the time. And it's a place where you can actually get spiritual nourishment. And I would recommend it to anyone.